Hey, it's Pastor John here with Coram Deo Church, and I usually shoot these videos from my desk in my office, but today, as you can probably tell, I'm hanging out in our sanctuary area, and that's because I wanted to bring you up to speed on some changes that are going to involve both our sanctuary space and our kids. You don't have to do much research to find out that there is a significant drop-off in terms of kids who grow up in the church and stay connected with the church. So what we tend to see is kids in kids ministry, youth group, college, some sort of college ministry, and then after that, our young people seem to really struggle to connect with the church. Some studies would indicate even as much as a 70% drop off in church connection going into college. And so as a pastor who used to be a youth pastor, I think I have some unique perspective on what may contribute that. If you think of it from the perspective of a kid, from the moment they're born to even up and through junior high, high school, and college, kids tend to be, and young people tend to be, taken out of the context of a church service and have a specialized ministry just for them. And if you have a specialized ministry just for you your whole life, and then after that there is no specialized ministry and you're just supposed to become part of the church, that can be a very difficult thing. And certainly there are other factors that contribute to that drop off, but I believe part of it is due to the fact that we kind of inadvertently tell kids and young people that they're not part of the church through much of their youth, and then wonder why they don't feel part of the church after high school and college. So one of the ways that we want to begin to kind of counter that and cultivate a culture in which young people, and specifically kids, see themselves as an important part of our church body is by incorporating them in part of our Sunday services. So what that's going to look like in the future at Coram Deo, starting in late June, is that we are going to begin incorporating kids, and that would not include nursery or pre-K, but our kids classes. We want our kids to be present in our worship service for the first part of it. So that would include everything from the welcome and the worship right up to the sermon. So on a regular Sunday, if you're a parent, you would come, you would check in your kid just like you always do. They get the stickers on them to identify who they are and to help our teachers know which classes they should be in. And then instead of taking your kids up to their classes, what you're going to do is you're just going to come into the sanctuary, you're going to find your seat, and you're going to be together as a family with other families, and you're going to have an opportunity to worship with your kids. At the end of that first singing time, we'll probably have some announcements, and then there'll be a time for kids to be dismissed to go to their classes. And to help with that transition, we're going to have kids helpers in the back of the sanctuary. The double doors will be open. We'll have helpers who will be clearly identified, who will help your kids get to their classes. And if you're a parent and you wish to escort, personally take your kid to class, you are certainly welcome to do that, either initially till you get used to it or they get used to it, or you may decide to do that long term. That's fine. But we wanted to provide some sort of mechanism in there to make sure that your kids are getting to their classes safely. So we will have helpers available, and they'll go to their classes. They'll be the same teachers. They'll be working through the same great curriculum, but the change is we want them to be present for that first piece of our corporate worship service on Sunday mornings. So we know that this transition is not necessarily going to be smooth, and we communicated at our church family meeting that this was not primarily a logistical decision, but it was a decision out of conviction, a decision of valuing discipleship and really wanting our kids to feel like they are a part of our church because they are a vital part of our church. So we expect there to be some speed bumps along the way in the first couple weeks or months as we figure this out, but we're going to be implementing this through the summer. Going into the fall, we will kind of reassess how things are going and make any changes that we feel are necessary to help that out. But I just wanted to give you a heads up as we come into June. Towards the end of June, we will be implementing that, and so we'd love your feedback on that. If you have questions or concerns, please feel free to let us know. We'd love to be aware of that and answer any questions that you may have. And I think we're really excited as we have announced this at our church family potluck this last Sunday. People seem excited as we've talked to parents and teachers. They seem excited, and we're excited to see how this is going to help create a culture of discipleship and communicate to the young people at Coram Deo Church that they are absolutely part of the church party, the body, and so important to us and so important to our God. So we hope this is encouraging to you. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to ask, and we look forward to walking through the transition with you. Hope to see you this Sunday.